Welcome to Stephen Johnson Stocks. I've had some eye surgery. Do I look any whiter, taller, thinner? Because I want to be a perfect human like the people on the television. No, not really. Moving to a big account again, doing what got me rolling. I went from 25 to 32,000 once. I can do it again with some new shit that I've learned. But moving the funds is taking longer than I thought. So I didn't trade last week. On the plus side, I met a YouTube dude who was saying you can drastically increase subscribers, revenue, business, and I've only got $25,000 to meet him, and that is it. So I hope he can help me grow another business revenue on top of the 5 or 6 revenues I've already got. Some are stolen a little bit now because my trading's not been going as well, but I mean, on the whole, the money will get there in the next few days. I will be back trading. Meanwhile, let's just see what's going on in the market, do a little run through. Maybe you guys will learn something from me. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock. It's early doors on the market, but I'm keen to get this opening out. I've obviously just been watching Richard Dawkins, who is a professional biologist and atheist, and so is Sam Harris and Bill Maher. They're all atheists. And sometimes I listen to what they say about there not being a God and there not being proof of a God, but that's not relevant at all. Not going to discuss this. A lot of people like God, a lot of people don't like God. Well, everyone likes him, but it's questionable whether he exists. Not going to get into it. I know it's pretty passionate about in the States about believers and non-believers. I'm not really either way. I'm just I just say prove it. If he's real, prove it. And if you can't prove it, then I don't believe. But I hope he's there at the top when I come in. God bless my soul. Just pop up stocks to trade. Let's have a quick look at the scanners. Let's have a quick look at what's going on for 3 or 4 minutes. See if I can give some sort of analyst insight into the current stocks before they actually come out. And I'll try and get this up before the market open in an hour and a half. So right now it's 8 a.m. Eastern. There's some shit on my desktop. This is just all the old videos that I've made over and over and over. And yes, Dubai has slow Wi-Fi. That's why it's loading up slowly. Stocks trade normally loads up pretty quick. Doesn't load up pretty quick in Dubai because I'm in the fucking desert. RXII was a nice runner that I was looking at the other day. History of failing, really loaded dilution. And of course, the time it gapped up, I was watching it on this day, crashed back down. It's been coming down kind of since. It's holding some level of support in the 170s. But let's jump in and see what's going on. We've got with scanners pretty low, anything between 50 cents under 200 bucks, over 5%. Looking at more than 3,000 traded on the day, and 100 trades, really nothing. Got a couple of stocks, CanF and SSKN. CanF's probably going to be the one. I recognize the ticker. UUU is it's a securities instrument. I think it's like I don't know what it is, but I think it responds to other indexes, I think, but I'm not sure. Universal Security Instrument, let's kind of have a look at the profile. It's something to do with consulting and outsourcing. Universal Security Instruments, a US-based manufacturing distributor. All right, so it's a company. It's up 50%, but it trades, whenever you see anything trading 40,000, 50,000 on a day, and like today it's traded 300,000, that means like you can't take any of this information into account because it's trading more volume than it really has ever before. I mean, on this day it traded 3 mil, and it went up and it went straight back down. But like on this day, it traded 800,000 and held its high. So like it's a bit kind of unreliable as to what it's going to do. And it's a weird foreign market. I mean, I just wouldn't be able to predict this. I have no idea. For me, and the fact that its float's 1.7 million, it's traded like a third of its float, a quarter of its float. I just have absolutely no read. And it's the Amex. These things can get severely manipulated. So this is an absolute no-go for me. It's the type of stock I would just trade out with boredom, but it's not what I'll do now. CanF in another is really Amex stock. Again, generally, this would be a pretty good short for me. I mean, again, it's the Amex, what I don't like, but it's biopharma. Any biotechnology companies always generally need money. We can see the biotech here. If we have a little look at the news, let's have a quick look. Can Fight signs multi-million-dollar development and distribution agreement for some sort of drug in China. China's sketchy, which means it's probably more of a short, with CMS Medical. So they've signed a multi-million-dollar deal. Oh, and there's an actual payment here. Upfront and milestone payments total up to $75 million. So $75 million deal. Under the terms of agreement, CMS Medical is making an upfront payment of $2 million. So it says it's a $75 million deal, but they're making only an upfront payment of $2 million. But the payments go up to $14 million upon certain things being achieved. And then obviously if it carries on being good, they'll pay another $58 million. So really it's a $2 million deal, because with penny stocks and shit companies, that's probably going to fail and that's probably going to fail. And the fact that it's China, I would say it's probably going to fail. So really it's like a $2 million payment. It's not a $75 million payment, but it makes a nice headline. And when I see the kind of, I mean, it's a tough one because it's got a history of running big before. I mean, when it traded 40 mil, it's obviously a former runner. This is the type of thing that sometimes I see Sykes wants to buy. It's like looking for former runners on big volume, and obviously you've got this gap up and go. Traded like 10 mil, and then the next day it just went crazy and traded 40 mil, and it went from the 2s to the 8s. So you've got to be a bit careful that the volume doesn't get too high, because if the volume gets too high, it's going to really run. But on other days, when it's tried to repeat the former run, it's like gapped up and failed here. And then if we go a little bit further back, it's gapped up and failed a lot since. I mean, we've got a lot of, I fucking hate spam. So we've got a lot of, it's got a lot of dilution. A lot of people kind of underwater. 20 million float. And the last time it gapped up, it just absolutely sank back down there as well. So, I mean, my guess is the news isn't that good. They're bigging it up a bit too much. It's got a history of failing. As long as the volume doesn't get too big, I'd expect this to just crash. And, I mean, when you look at pre-market, it's already crashing. And it's traded 500,000, so I'd be a bit scared. I'd be looking to maybe take a short into here. I would definitely be taking a short into a spike at the open. But, I mean, I don't even know if it'll get that far. You might have a little ramp up to here or to here. But the safest short you can possibly be taking is a short into the 150s. Take maybe a third position there and take a third position into the 160s, 170s. What you got there, the 166s. And then look for previous day resistance. So it's got up to the 155s on the daily chart. So that's a really nice resistance level with 6 mil resistance. So really, your line is the 155s. So if anywhere around here, you're shorting into any kind of spike at the open around here or around here, you're shorting into. If it blows through the 160s, you've just got to get out. But to be honest, the volume's just not big enough to do that. So let's see. And that's a wrap. I want to wrap it up quickly because I want to get this up and running. I'll see you guys back midweek for Junkter's penny stocking. Let's see if I was right on CENF. Let's see if I called it and nailed it. I didn't really look into any dilution. I didn't really look into any financials because I think there was enough there immediately. The China deal, they've hyped it up more than it should be. Volume's not too big. There's enough there for it to be an immediate short for me. Into a spike at the open. Let's see. I'll see you later.